team, your Champions Real Estate team, Champions Real Estate at Berkshire Hathaway Home Service Ambassador. Sorry about that. But every Wednesday we do our Talking Real Estate segment here. And so we're joined here with Russ Williams at Williams Mortgage. So we always usually start out with a quick tip, but with the destruction and stuff that happened over this weekend, just our thoughts and prayers with everybody that's out there that's been affected. It's just a miracle that as of right now, no one has been, seriously injured or killed in the tornado. But with that being said, we'd love to be a resource for you. If you need any contractors, roofers, anything like that we can help you out with, give Russ or myself a holler. We have a pretty good network out there. And if you have questions about anything, insurance or that, we'll try to get you in the right place. We may not have the answer for you, but we have resources that can get you that right answer out there in that regard. So, when you're working with any kind of contractors, we always just suggest work with somebody local, vet them. It's never a bad thing to ask too many questions. If the people are just knocking on your door, hey, you want to do this? Myself personally, our house got affected. We have some storm damage. Luckily we're very blessed that our house is still standing. Unlike some of our neighbors that they're, completely destroyed. So our thoughts go out to them, but just be mindful because we had people come to our door, that we didn't necessarily know and just, hey, thank you very much, but no thanks, so just be mindful of that. And just, help where you can, if you aren't affected, there's a lot of people out there that's, it's going to take a lot of time. I know when I was driving into Omaha today, because I live up by Blair, there's all the, the farmers were out there picking up, with their tractors, all the stuff that's just the debris, all over their fields, all that kind of stuff that's got to get taken care of. So I mean, there'll be a lot of things that got to get moved and, big heavy things. And if you got resources, appreciate those that have stepped up to help. And then obviously they'll need the financial needs that, through the Salvation Armies and the Red Crosses of the world out there that, I know there's different funds and things like that are set up, with regards to that. So I know in Blair, there's at the First Lutheran Church up there, they got a huge, walk in and they got totes and they got everything. People have been donating, which is very, grateful for all those people that have stepped up to do that. So I know we've got people affected that I coach softball, coach softball and coach soccer, kids on our team that their houses have been, destroyed and things of that sort. So, even had to get, one of our girls a softball glove. So, but so yeah, we just want to make sure everybody's okay out there. If you have things or need anything, give us a holler here at Champions Real Estate Team or give Russ a holler at Williams Mortgage. We'll do our best to get the resources to you, what you need. I had friends call me this morning, like, hey, I got people from our work. We got 8 people that want to step up and help. We're out here in Bennington, and there's they do need help in Blair, and I know at the Lakewood Community Center, like the clubhouse at the lake up there, that's kind of their staging point for the Salvation Army. So if volunteers or people that need stuff can go there and say, hey, I need this, and just kind of the pivot point of where everything's kind of launching their operations from. So if you need anything, obviously give us a holler. We can put you in the direction, point you in the direction of the right people that need to get you there. With obviously insurance claims, there's probably, I've been waiting. I called, probably 30 minutes after the storm hit our house, to get an insurance claim rolling in that regards. And, I'm still waiting to hear from our adjuster. And they said, 72 hours, we'll have somebody contact you. And that was Saturday morning when I talked to them, if they called me back, do the video record or the audio recording of what happened. And so just be mindful, be patient, as best you can, out there. So there's a lot of moving parts. So, and everybody we'll be back stronger and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, I don't know if Russ, if you have anything you wanted to throw in there with regards to that before we jump into the real estate side.
No, I think you hit it right on the head. Be sure that you've got anybody that's doing work for you and try to help out where you can. This is a tough time for a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, we were already short. I mean, I guess kind of leading into the real estate side of it. I mean, we were already short, in the trades department as far as the contractors, the carpenters, the plumbers, the electricians, the roofers and all that stuff. We've already been short on that, and now, having a tragedy like this, it's only going to, affect that a little bit more of getting those houses rebuilt, because we only have so many home builders in Omaha, and we are already short, supply, and now you're basically coming back out just to help those people just have a roof over their head, their permanent residence, where some people are moving into town, they need some place, or, maybe people are moving up, empty nesters moving down, depending on what their real estate needs are. Some people may put that on hold, just to, hey, be blessed that they have a roof over their head right now, and let the people that need a place. I know, like I said, we talk about real estate investing, and we have a rental house that our tenant's going to be, asked if he's going to move back down with his daughter down to Alabama, and he's like, well, hey, can I get out early in June? I'm like, well, hey, if you want to get out earlier, there's families that are in the Blair area that, have unfortunately need that living situation, or I know people that they're living with family in Omaha and they're having to drive up to school and things of that sort to help them out. If we can, in that regard, just to help that side of it out. So I mean, I know there's a lot of the investor community is kind of, I know the groups that I'm involved with have, hey, how can we put Airbnbs that usually would be temporary, short-term rentals to switch those over to long-term to help some of those people that need that information or need that roof over their head. So, but let's jump on here and I guess kind of cover what's going on in the real estate market over the last week. So as you can suspect, the numbers were down just a little bit. I mean, obviously when that storm came in on Friday, most people, put a pause button. I know the spring parade of homes, just kind of postponed their week, and things of that sort. So we're down as far as numbers go. We had, 600 and, or 561 new listings go live last week, 473 new contracts written. That was down about 50 from the previous week. 390, homeowners out there with regards to that. So, and the other thing too is if your house was under contract, to buy it or to sell it, make sure you get with your real estate agent, which you probably already have by now. Because in the contract, it does there's a paragraph in there about insurance, and if a natural disaster, that stuff happens, how do you handle that? And so just get with your real estate, agent, or if you're not don't have representation, get with the real estate attorney so you know what your options are in that case. So, but and then sold homes, like I said, 390 there. So yeah, so I mean the market's kind of doing what it's doing. We're down a little bit from previous week, but I think that's kind of, with all things being considered, still moving along in that regard. So let's look at the 30,000-foot view. Kind of similar to previous weeks. We had just under 2,600 homes active on the market in the Omaha and Lincoln MLS. And then we have just over 1,600 in the Douglas, Sarpy County, Omaha metro area. 684 new listings that are existing homes out there. And sorry, let's turn off my email thing because it keeps dinging on me here. Yeah, 684 new or existing homes that, we had 640. So we're getting some more inventory in the existing. Our new construction is going down. So it's at 927. And I did see, driving around that kind of Elkhorn area, there's a handful of houses that are being built that, have some damage and things of that sort. So depending on what that number we'll see over the next week or so, what that number is going to do there. So 2.4 months supply of inventory. Average sold price at 333, up 4% from this time last year, last May. So, but yeah, I mean, the market's still moving along in that regards, but I guess we'll talk with Russ here, see what's going on in the mortgage industry, and we'll go from there. So, sorry, bumped my computer.
Hey, Mark, one thing that, I'll go back to the storms just a little bit here. I know that the mayor of Omaha and maybe other mayors as well have requested a state and federal disaster declaration, which hasn't been formalized yet. But oftentimes when these disaster declarations are formalized at the federal level, underwriters on mortgage loans are going to want just a recheck, a reinspection, just to make sure the property that's being financed, if you're under contract right now, that there's no damage that would affect the safety, livability, or value of that property. So for those of you that are under contract right now to close, you might reach out to your lender and just ask if they're going to need another inspection, just so you can stay ahead of it. What you don't want to have happen is have the federal government issue a federal disaster on Tuesday of next week, and you're wanting to close Wednesday. That could jeopardize your closing. So make sure you stay ahead of it. As far as mortgage rates go, though, we have moved it up just a little bit, and that's been in response to better than expected economic data. The Federal Reserve Bank is meeting today, second day of their two-day meeting that they have every 6 weeks. And it's widely expected that they won't be reducing short-term rates. More importantly, though, will be what they say, and especially as it relates to, number one, when they think they might be starting to cut rates, and number two, whether or not they may be changing the handling of their balance sheet runoff. And the reason why that's significant is mortgage rates are driven by demand for bonds. And in the event that the Federal Reserve Bank is reducing its demand for bond purchases or dumping fewer bonds onto the market in their with their repurchase program, that could be a good thing for mortgage rates. Certainly at this moment, we don't know what the Fed will say, but in the most recent memo from the Federal Reserve Bank to the Janet Yellen in the Treasury Department, they'd indicated that sometime likely between May and July is when they would start that. So does that mean rates are going to come down? Not necessarily, but there is a reasonable likelihood that we could see some improvement depending upon how they handle it and what their rhetoric is. So just be aware of that. But to Mark's point, and we've talked about this in prior weeks, keep in mind, folks, if rates come down, that's going to pull more people off the sidelines, which will put more upward pressure on home prices as well.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what we got for today. So if like I said, if anyone needs anything regarding the storm, any contractors, any names of that sort, give us a holler. Happy to help. My number's down here, 672-7670 or 290-8936 is Russ. Feel free to reach out to us, instant message or whatever. Any way we can help out. Yeah, hopefully pull through this stronger and go forward. So, but I appreciate everybody listening to us, and